Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for Dana White's Contender Series. With your hosts, TB Scouting MMA and
The Guru back again for week 3 of Dana White's Contender Series. Eli Aronov taking on Zachary Reese in your middleweight main event. Man, we turned it around last week after a tough start to week 1 of Dana White Contender Series. We had 4 bets. We hit all 4. My goodness, I mean, it was great, and we were so close to picking that dog, Al-Sawadi. We told everybody to stay away from Nolan, though. That's a fact.
That's for damn show. And before we get down to business here, I mean, last week, man, we gave you, if you tune in, hang tight till the end of the show, we'll go back over what our favorite ideas were. And before we get started today, please, if you haven't already, throw a like on our video. It helps a ton in recommending to other people. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. It really helps out. We do this all for free, the best guests, and always free picks. So now we've done our little spiel over here. Let's get what you all came down here for. Without further ado, to kick off the card, we're going from the bottom. We got Robbie Ring versus Luis Corazon de Leon Pajuelo. That translates to Heart of a Lion. So like Lionheart, like Anthony Smith. Is it coincidence that he's fighting the same week that Lionheart Anthony Smith is fighting?
I think it's actually definitely a coincidence. I believe it would be the definition of a coincidence.
I don't think the UFC brass even knows what Corazon de Leon means as they're booking this fight. But most importantly, we got Razor Ring coming in at 6-0. Pajuelo at 7-1. Both these guys have won their last 4, but Robbie Ring, he's undefeated. Pajuelo lost his 5th to last fight. Right now, we got minus 150 on Robbie Ring. We got plus 125 on Pajuelo. The question is, how do these guys fight? So me watching the tape, I see Robbie Ring, he's proficient with his offensive jiu-jitsu and, willing to kind of get into some positions to turn them into his advantage. Whereas Pajuelo is kind of just hell on wheels on the feet, seemingly impossible to put away and willing to weather the storm and get after it. So I take a look at the odds here and, I got to go towards the dog. I think Pajuelo showed, admittedly very bad takedown defense in the first round of his second to last fight, as Guru will get into. But I think he really turned it around in his most recent matchup, showing improved ability to kind of fight back to his feet, to stay at distance, and to do more to get his opponent off of him and get back at range and get back to coming forward and throwing wild strikes. And I don't think
what are you talking about? His last fight was a fucking barn burner. The guy doesn't shoot a take.
Yes, he did shoot takedowns.
When?
2.
1, 2.
He lands them and he gets back up.
That's even worse. He's shooting
against a 13-2 opponent.
No. He's shooting takedowns to literally change some of the pace because they're literally just playing rock'em sock'em robots. Mash the UFC buttons with your little brother on the fucking controllers. Like they're just going aggro. Like no stamina mode. Just fucking going. So yeah, he shoots 2 takedowns. And guess what? He gives them both up. Great. He gets up. How? Athletically. Butterfly guards, and he just explodes up. Bro, he's not going to be able to do that against somebody that actually has decent wrestling. That's the thing. If what's his name? If Luis catches Robbie, that's the way that he's going to win. He's got to catch him by knockout, or Robbie somehow doesn't have to have the cardio and he's going to piece him up later. But what I've seen from Robbie, there's no reason why he shouldn't have the cardio. I don't know why I would call him Robbie. Robbie Ring, Robert Ring. I think they call
it. It says Robbie Ring on his Tapology. Why are you going to Robert?
Sorry. Yeah, well, I don't know why. Anyway, so Robbie, my boy Rob, he's gonna take him down if he's got any sort of game plan, and he actually has decent enough striking on the feet. There's just no reason to go there for the first start of the round. So, other than Luis being live early, I really like Ring to get it done because he's live, I believe, the whole fight. Because I mean, you see versus Jacob Kilburn, he gets that sub late into round 2. I mean, sure, was the guy ever really UFC level? Maybe not. But to get to the UFC, fight at that level, to beat a guy that was there, it has to mean something. And yeah, Robbie's a younger guy. He looks a little bit smaller, and he's easy to rebuild. So, like, if he's obviously had most of his fights on Aries Fight Series, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But I feel like Robbie has more paths to victory, especially with his willingness to go to the ground. Like you said, Luis, man, he gets taken down by the guy Jonas Lorca. He's held there for 3 minutes. Dude looks like a fish out of water, has no idea how to get there. Dude, he sucks. Jonas Lorca's 3-3. And then he still gets taken down in round 2, and then he's gassed. So then he finally gets pieced up to a decision. Like, it was just a poor fight all around. So I'm taking Robbie Ring. I want to go head to head with you because some people out there, because we both may have went 12-1 on UFC last week. Some people don't think that we get contentious up in here on Chronic Combat Conversation. So
Bring it on, baby.
What do we got? You got a bet? You want to put your money where your mouth is, little boy?
Yeah, I'm gonna bet with the sports books on Luis, but unless you want my $5 to $10, if that's what you.
No,
really
I don't want. No, I'm not a fucking bookie. But like, what can we like bet something? Like, what can we do?
So I don't know. Let's ask the people. Do you guys have any good ideas? Maybe in the chat, maybe after the video. If you guys got an idea of what we could do, because I'm taking Luis Pajuelo.
Fuck a shoey. Fuck a shoey.
No, yeah, we're definitely not doing a shoey.
I've always thought like you run the gauntlet, which is like you fucking you take a shot and then you like smoke a bowl, and you gotta do that in like kind of like one breath type of thing, like one motion.
Interesting. You have to do a shot and take a hit at the same time. You're saying
basically
like
at least within a succession. Yeah, you take the thing and then you rip it, or what or you do it and whichever way works for you. You rip it and then you rip it, but you gotta rip it and you gotta do it quick. You can't
Interesting. All right. Well, I guess we'll find out what the people think. Is that a good idea?
We could even add a dabbuccino into there. I don't know, or like a vape rip or something.
You never know. We'll get that. But noted here, we're head to head.
But do you agree to the stakes? Like something of that effect. Like we're in.
Something has to happen. Something has to happen.
Whatever it is, because it's going down.
It's going down. All right. So,
and by the way, no. So you don't even know. So you're playing the dog. I'm parlaying Robbie Ring.
Oh, baby, yeah. I'm taking the dog straight up. You got Robbie Ring in a parlay. Wacky in my perspective, but hey, bring it on, baby. Head to head here. So next fight, we got Isis Verbeek versus Josefine Knutsson. This one, oh baby, oh what's going on, Josephine, baby? Let's get it popping. You must have seen our shower video from the weekend.
Just win, baby. What do you think, man? What kind of no shoey? Like, what do you think of the gauntlet idea? You got to do the shot and rip the bowl like as the competition.
I took Pajuelo.
He took competition bet as opposed to a shoey.
We'll see. But who do we got here? We got Isis Verbeek versus Josefine Knutsson. Give me Team Sweden, man. All Stars Training Center versus Team Biggie Boy, like the only other fighter part of Team. No, I mean, she's training at American Top Team, but from what I've seen from Isis is that she's kind of wild. Like, she'll go for some flying knees. She's relying on some clinch stuff. And I think that Knutsson is going to be the more violent fighter in the clinch exchanges. I think she's going to be more live to get top control and be more damaging from those positions. And I think she's shown the ability to kind of get up and fight through if Isis is somehow successful in her own right in that way. But from distance, I think Knutsson is also going to be the cleaner kickboxer. She had, at least based on the Tapology kickboxing record, she has a better recent run in the kickboxing. And then looking at the tape, I just think she's going to be the more aggressive, better fighter, both from distance, in the clinch, and if this fight gets to the mat. So give me Josefine Knutsson. I'll definitely be looking for a parlay piece to throw her with. But I mean, you got to keep it light on.
So it's funny that you say that you are looking for a parlay piece, because if you happen to be listening to the show, I said earlier that I had a parlay, not too much earlier. You know what I'm saying? I got a parlay. I'm parlaying Josefine Knutsson to my boy Robbie Ring. I think Josefine Knutsson is better really all around. She's explosive. She's technical. She's got a high guard. She stays safe. She's actually willing to avoid getting punched. Man, you see Yeesus, she's so willing to get into a brawl. She stays in the pocket way too long and becomes hittable. She really does honestly have cardio concerns. She becomes very reckless when coming forward. She's got questionable takedown defense. She's got questionable urgency off her back. And she absolutely needs to be at kickboxing range to be successful. Whereas somebody like Josephine showed that she's got a real good variety to her strike. She's a technical striker. She's strong in the clinch and has good dirty boxing. She used a good body lock triangle to secure position on the ground. I just think she's really better all around. So that's why I'm parlaying 2 favorites right off the top. Dana White Contender Series. A little crazy, I know, but if you keep listening, I may have my dogs coming up, so don't you worry.
Yeah, so yeah, I think Thunder rolls here. The Thunder roll. And so but yeah, I mean the 4-inch reach advantage, I don't think Isis actually knows what to do with that against someone that knows how to fight.
Well, I mean, she kind of does in the fact that it's kickboxing, but at the same time, it's with her feet, so she's not really, holy shit, 10 to 4 minutes. She's not really using her fists like that, because she's just fucking, I mean, she's a brawler, but she doesn't really,
like that,
like you said, know how to keep people at range, because she just marches forward. So if you're marching forward, you're obviously not keeping range.
That's fair. Josephine and Giga Chikadze double. Oh baby, could be
doable.
Could be
double.
Like a parlay.
Oh, interesting. I don't know. Giga Chikadze, I haven't really looked into the fight yet, honestly. I guess if it stays completely standing with Alex Caceres, you'd have to think that he's the better kickboxer.
You would think.
You would think. But he can't stuff a takedown, really, can he?
I'm a little weird. I like keeping my my bets and parlays to the same card. So I got something else coming up here.
We'll see what's happening. Got you, little dirty Skeeter.
Giga Lock. Oh baby, check out the Just Win Baby channel. Him and Liam back at it too, I think. So great stuff over there. Thanks for dropping in. Really appreciate
He's always doing good work.
Always good stuff. So our next fight, we got Oban Elliott versus Kaik Brito. Evil Elliott. Oban Evil Elliott. And Brito doesn't have a nickname. I'm gonna say Kaik, not Giant Joe Anderson Brito. Would be the nickname. So we got Oban Evil Elliott out of Shore Mixed Martial Arts, Brito out of Black Tie Team. I mean, it's quite clear if this fight plays out from distance in round 1 and Oban Elliott tries his lackluster head movement approach, it might not end so well. A guy that's been knocked out twice before facing a heavy hitter who's going to come forward and throw, with stupid power. There is a great chance for Kaik Brito to make this stuff happen. So I think if anything, I'm looking for the round 1 prop on Brito. But if this fight starts playing out and Elliott's able to kind of mix in his wrestling and takedown approach, I could see where he'd pull away down the stretch. Brito's been a little bit more finish dependent, especially on the earlier side. Not that he's never been to decision, but I think I have a little bit more trust. It's just these guys coming out of Cage Warriors. I'm getting a little sketched about the level of competition.
To your point, TB, he is completely finish dependent. Yes, he has been to decision, Brito, 3 of them, but he lost all 3. So he has 3 submission wins and 13 wins by knockout. So to me, I really do think he needs a knockout against a guy that has shown, honestly, in Elliot, that he's really good on the ground. He's got nice ground and pound. He's used a body lock takedown. He's got a nice use of underhooks. He'll do what he needs to do on the ground. And at the end of the day, he's honestly a decent striker too. His big brother, he he wants to keep it at range, right? He's kind of got that like karate boy stance a little bit more bladed stance, wants to pick them apart. He uses a lot of lateral movement, and does kind of keep his hands low. But like I said, he does have good distance management. The one thing I did really like, and this is why I came around on him, it's that his willingness to go for the takedowns, his willingness to shoot them and stay in top control. I watched his last 2 fights on Cage Warriors, and he's outpointing these guys and winning 30-27 unanimous decisions. Obviously, there's something to be said about the level of competition and, of course, being on Cage Warriors and stuff like that, right? We just saw Thomas Nolan last week, right? Not get it done. No, it wasn't Thomas Nolan. The other guy fought Asawadi.
Oh, Georgie.
Yeah, sorry. I said Thomas Nolan earlier, too, and I didn't mean that.
Yeah, jeez.
Sorry, Tom. You got the contract, buddy. Yeah. So listen, you watch fucking Brito fight his last wins against David Kazama, the Pink Panther. That dude is trash. Oh my God, man. It's so bad. And really just nothing impressive there. I mean, of course, the guy's extremely explosive and he throws with heavy power. So I think it's Brito knockout. You can take a little sprinkle, but I actually like the dog shot more because if this extends out, I really expect it to be with Elliot on top.
Yeah, I think Brito has good submission defense. I think he does enough to try to fight out of positions from bottom. When you're facing a guy like Mateusz Rąbecki, who's the only person to have finished Kaik Brito, I don't know if Oban Elliott's even fought anywhere near that level of competition.
I just think he could control him on the ground. I'm not even saying the submission. He's got 3 decision wins. So I think where a lot of people, like, I bet the fight to not go the distance going to be juiced up. Like, I bet everybody's going to be betting that. And when this fight gets drawn out and he drags this more explosive guy out to a decision, I think people are going to be surprised.
Well, that's interesting. I would say, if anything, Oban Elliott is decision only type of idea, whereas Brito is kind of, I'm looking for a round 1, round 2.
No, because I'm serious, because I feel like the Brito finishing aspect is overblown. Like, he takes to round 3 to beat Kazama. Kazama is like dragging him down, grinding him out. It's not good. If you're getting taken down by this dude, David Kazama, and it's just that was the other fight. Thank you. I did so much tape. They all blend together. He loses to Peter Kinzai, 12-1 guy on. The dude is 44 years old. He's 44 years old. He loses a split decision to this guy. He has him knocked out halfway to shit, can't finish him, starts giving up takedowns, cannot get up. It was fucking pathetic. It's so bad. Seriously, as long as it's what really sold me on this. As long as Oban can avoid the kill shot, I really think he's going to grind him out. Fuck, I wanted to make sure I remember that. I'm so glad I did.
Good call. Good call. Smog, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. See you guys on Wednesday. If you can't hang too long tonight, we have a much longer video breaking down that whole card for UFC Singapore. So yeah, I'm looking up, at least on Bet Online, where it's posted, the over 2.5 is plus 165. Fight goes the distance plus 185. Elliot by decision is plus 235. I don't envision a world where Brito wins a decision. Oban Elliott's 2 losses have both been by finish, one in round 2, one in round 3. So, Kaik Brito, a guy who won by knockout in round 3 his last time out. Maybe, if anything, we should be looking at kind of the round 2 and round 3 prop more than the round 1 prop here. If anything, given Elliott's historical.
I don't know. It's not, but that's the thing. It's you also have to look at the fighter. Like, I don't know that Brito has the cardio. He comes with such a heavy pace.
He just got a round 3 knockout in his last fight.
But I just told you how that fight went. Like, he's wrestling with the guy. It's a back and forth fight. The can gasses out and he finishes him. This guy's he's not a gasser.
Right, but I mean, even to your point, he wasn't the one that gassed out there in round 3, so doesn't that tell us
Basically, what
something?
he did gas out. He was just less gassed.
Right, but I mean, does that not at least tell us something?
No.
That's multiple, and ultimately, I just don't love Oban
Let's go
Elliott's.
head to head again then.
Jeez, do we do it?
Fuck you. Let's go. Pussy, put your
So
money where your mouth is.
dang. I mean, I thought Oban Elliott's size at the face-off,
Yeah,
was
let's
pretty
go.
solid. I
I'm
thought he
in.
has the
Let's
potential to
go.
wrestle here to
I got a
decision, but
ticket. Plus 135. I hear plus 140 might be out there, but I also hear plus 125 is out there. So go get your ticket on Oban and let's ride. Light stuff. Listen, I'm talking with heavy confidence right now, but listen, it's Dana White Contender Series. We bet nice and low and chill so we can enjoy. We got fucking mad UFC. We don't have a week off of UFC until the end of September. We still got five, 6 more
right.
cards to go. So
It's true. I think
let's
the most important part about the Contender Series is making sure that
bankroll management. It's so much fun.
when these guys make their UFC debut, you already have seen them before on the Contender Series stage and you scouted their regional tape. So that was kind of what I was gonna say.
No, that's very
Anyways,
smart. That's smart.
yeah.
That's smart. But fuck you. Are we going head to head on this or not?
Yeah, I mean, all right, so I got Brito and Knutsson as my parlay. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let somebody
Brito, yeah.
let's go. Somebody's parlay is going down. Somebody's gonna have to do a pay for it on and with a gauntlet run, unless somebody's got something better.
Yeah, that is not good.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Wait, what do you mean 2 days? Why would he fly in 2 days? I mean,
Because he's a poor guy flying out from England for his Contender Series fight. I mean, he doesn't have the means to be out there early.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah. I mean, listen, I think Brito, a guy that's live for the finish versus a guy that's been finished twice. That's where I'm going here. So yeah, our here we go. We're on to our final fight. We've got Eli Aronov versus the Israeli Tank versus Savage Zachary Reese, or is it Zachary Savage Reese? What do you think?
It's savage.
Savage. So Eli Aronov is gonna be the better wrestler here. But if this fight stays on the feet, it's gonna be a car crash. And Zachary Reese is huge. I feel like seeing his like his wizard that he uses in his last fight, Zachary Reese, to kind of keep his opponent from being able to turn the tables. And then he is able to go ahead, use a little control time, has some nice knees in the clinch, seems to be willing to get down and dirty to make things happen. Zachary Reese, I mean, seeing their size at face off, I
Yeah.
will say the one thing is that Aronov is like a tank compared to him, where like Tom Nolan was like gigantic next to Bogdangrad, and then like Eduardo Mora was like gigantic next to Janaina Silva. Like at least Eli Aronov, for being the shorter guy, he was like he is the Israeli tank. The dude's gigantic. He's probably in Gaza right now, doing some
Jesus.
unseemly things that the UN would condone.
My
Anyways,
goodness.
my God.
We just got political.
Yeah, geez. Anyways, well, he's the tank, man. What can I say? But I think the Savage here, he's going to have a huge size advantage from height. I think he might be able to land a knee and get some damage off. Aronov, though, the longer this fight goes, I think the better I like him. Similar to the last fight, the dynamic is I'm looking either Reese by an early type of finish or Aronov as it goes.
100%.
Yeah. Thanks, New
100%.
Pick Music. I appreciate you. It was a base statement because it's damn true. And I listen, I'm part of the brotherhood, but I gotta say what I gotta say. So, I mean, come on, look at this. I mean, come on, look at
Listen,
me.
you've got somebody in Zachary Reese who has all his finishes in round 1, 3 of them in under 1 minute. So obviously you've got to take the smallest grandma couch cushion stab on like the under 60-second play, like because I mean he's just done it a million times. So somehow maybe he catches lightning in a bottle here. That being said, Eli, Ellie, sorry, Ellie, if Ellie can extend it out, I obviously, like you said, I really think he can get it done because he's got the takedowns, and I really just think that that's where it goes because Zach is somebody who kind of telegraphs a lot of his shots, and he's a little while he's like kind of crazy, he's like a little slow sometimes, and if Arnav can get the hang of that, he might be able to take it down. But this, similar with last week, is just not a fight that I feel super great about or want a big amount of exposure on. So I kind of lean with violence in general, but yeah, I kind of like that, like the over 1.5, like at plus 120. Yeah, if that's the
Neither.
odds on that, I'll take 7 minutes because
I feel like the neither guy has been finished before, both undefeated, and this very well can end up being top control city against someone that has longer limbs and is able to play defense off his back and survive for a little bit. I could totally see that scenario playing out. I like that. I like that plus money line too, especially in the main event. Last week I was leaning towards violence in the main event, but yeah, I think if Reese is going to win, it would be early. But the thing that I get caught up on here and why I'm kind of leaning towards Eli Aronov as the dog is that, he has kind of found himself in some tough fights, has a little bit of suspect striking defense at times. But even when he gets hurt, he parlays that into takedown opportunities and offensive wrestling. And I haven't seen enough from Reese to know that he's going to be safe off of the mat if it stays there for extended periods. So I feel like
100%.
it could look like Jeremiah Wills versus Matthew Semmelsberger type of idea, where like Aronov's just getting pounded on the feet for like 30 seconds, but then the next 4 minutes, 30 seconds are him getting top control on the mat.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, I almost thought it could look like a little bit like last week too, just with the guy kind of grinding him out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it, man. So I lean towards the dog again here.
I don't hate it.
Wow, he doesn't hate it. So we are to give you kind folks a recap here. Make sure
That's
you've
ahead.
thrown a like on the video if you haven't already. Please subscribe. But to leave you, we're gonna have to go separate this time. So I will be parlaying. We'll go ahead. We'll take Knutsson and Brito, and I will be playing Pajuelo dog separately. And in the main event, I'll be taking Eli Aronov as the dog right now as well.
So I will be parlaying Knutsson and Robbie Ring. Got that at plus 130. And I will also be playing the dog in what's his name? Oban. What the fuck's his last name? Oban
Elliot.
Elliott. Oban Elliott. Thank you. Had a brain block. Oban Elliott is the dog. I got him plus 140. So that's pretty cool if you guys like that.
That is cute.
Yeah. And then yeah, I kind of lean with you with the dog there, but I don't think I'm touching it. Listen, if I win a couple bets, if I'm up on you, we might just go there. But hey, maybe if you're up on me, I might just go there too, because then you'll be hot. So
jeez.
Who knows?
Well, the way I see it, this contender series, I feel a lot less confident than last week. I feel like it was
And we lost a fight.
Yeah, and we lost the fight that honestly, that was probably my favorite on the card. The guy that got called up now to face Manel Cop because he made weight and did his job. What was his name? De Los Santos.
Yeah.
So that was who the guy, kind of like the Willie Cott Santos clone, out of Shoot the Box. So interested to see him. That was probably going to be my parlay piece with Knutsson, but he fell off the card, so had to scramble.
He was also supposed to fight Edgar Cherise, and Edgar Cherise had gotten called up too. So
yeah.
he deserves his call up too. If his opponent gets it, why not him?
I like it. Well, anyways, I appreciate you guys. Those were ideas.
We gotta get out of here.
Do you think, Guru? What do you say?
Nothing, man. Seriously, thanks so much for letting me cut you off. Listen, everybody follow my unbelievable co-host at TB Scouting MMA, Twitter Verdict, Instagram, and Tapology. You can follow me, the Guru Scouting MMA, Twitter Verdict, Instagram, and Tapology. We will be back Wednesday, 8 p.m. for UFC Singapore, the Korean Zombies retirement fight, taking on Max Blessed Holloway. Can't wait. We got Dan Stop in the building, right?
Dan Stop, baby.
Unbelievable. Can't wait. See you then.